What's up, world? College football fanatic here. Hey, we had a good slate of games last week for week 4. Talk about Oregon and Stanford. I mean, wow. When you thought Oregon was going to just blow Stanford out by the way things look, and then David Shaw goes into halftime and then just out coaches Mario Cristobal to come back and get that win. Unbelievable. I picked Stanford to win, and I surely doubted they would win by how it started off and how it was looking. But as much as I love David Shaw, I guess I should never count him out. And David Shaw showed why he's a great coach. Came back with the win to beat Oregon. Let's talk LSU and La Tech. I tell you what. See, this is why people are talking about LSU not being in the top 4. Why they're not mentioning them? Because people expect LSU to blow out teams like Southeastern Louisiana and even Louisiana Tech. And LSU was up 24-0. Okay? And I'm not going to call it a comeback like Stanford did for La Tech. LSU easily let their foot off of the pedal. They let La Tech back in the ball game. Gave them hope, gave them life. They had La Tech believing they should win. And what happens in the fourth quarter? Some random pass interference call against La Tech that I'm still trying to see where was the PI at. We had a catch that wasn't a catch that went to the review and was ruled a catch to help LSU. And then your game clock and your play clock stops working. Seriously, just stops working. Just stops. If there wasn't so much type of help, so much amount of help given to LSU in that game to beat La Tech, I just can't believe it. I'm really was just in shock because I'm looking at this and they should have lost this game. They had help at the end of the game to beat La Tech. What an embarrassment, man. What an embarrassment. But LSU gets the job done. Now, here we are, week 5. Starting to get into a lot of conference play. It's about to get into the meat of the schedule. So let's start with these local teams, ULL and Alabama. Do I really have to do anything with this matchup or say anything except roll tide? You see the headband, roll tide. I just don't see ULL. The world knows this 100%. They're not beating Alabama. Too much Tua, too much Damian Harris, too much Jacobs, too much Najee Harris, too much Jerry Jeudy, Devontae Smith, too much Ruggs, Irv Smith, and too much defense. Roll Tide. La Tech at North Texas. This is going to be a good game. This will be a good game to watch. I'm telling you, you got two good teams. You got an undefeated North Texas team. And you got 2-1 La Tech, who believes they should have beat LSU. And La Tech will come out angry and mad against North Texas. But North Texas is going to have their offense also, who's putting up over 500 yards a game. This is going to be a great game between two good teams who, not getting enough attention as to how good they are. You have Fine for North Texas, over 1,000 yards passing already with 10 touchdowns. And Jamar Smith for La Tech right under 1,000. So you're going to have some offensive fireworks in this game. But at the end of the day, La Tech will go into North Texas and come out with a victory. I think their defense will make a stand toward the end of the game in a close, tight ball game. I got La Tech winning this game close. Ole Miss at LSU. The nasty whiteouts coming to Baton Rouge. LSU are 14-point favorites in this game. I don't think they'll cover their part of the spread. I do think they'll win. I think they'll play a much better ball game this week. I think you won't see no foot being let off the pedal. I think LSU will play hard the whole game. You'll see a better offensive game. But they have to keep the nasty wideouts in check, and even Tamu at quarterback. All right, that's the big threat. You have to watch film and see what Alabama did, be honest with you, and take what Alabama did and put that into your defensive game plan. You know, I would have never expected Ole Miss to just put up 7 points against Alabama, to be honest. I thought about 21, Alabama scores, 50 still, but 62-7 loss to Alabama or something. So you got to see what that defense did. LSU is spectacular on defense. They have talent and athletes all over the field. They're physical on defense, but they got to play with their foot on the pedal the whole game, and that's on both sides of the ball. We need the running backs to step it up. They stepped up late in the game against La Tech. They got to play the whole game against Ole Miss, whose defense is not really that good. So LSU should have a shot. The passing game got to come into effect also for LSU. They need to get the passing game going. But at the end of the day, I do have LSU winning. I don't have them covering their part of the spread, but I have LSU winning at home against Ole Miss, which is going to set up the big showdown on October 5th as undefeated Georgia comes into undefeated LSU. But I have LSU beating the Ole Miss Rebels. Now, Syracuse at Clemson, and we all remember the game from last year where Clemson went into Syracuse and laid an egg big time. I believe they lost 28-21 last year. So everyone must know that this game has been circled on the schedule for Clemson for over a year. And now Trevor Lawrence is starting at quarterback for the Clemson Tigers. And I said it in week one, after week one. I said that the quarterback battle was not over. I said it's something about Trevor Lawrence when he comes in the game and he puts this extra zip on the ball and he's accurate and his offense is rolling just like this. It just wasn't happening with Kelly Bryant. I like Kelly Bryant. Don't get me wrong. His record is what, 12-2, 13-2, something like that? 2 losses. That's it. That's a pretty good record for a quarterback. Pretty good. All right, says a lot about you. But this is like Tua and Jalen. Okay, Tua's a better passer than Jalen Hurts. We saw that in the national championship game. We've seen it so far this year. Bam. This is the same situation. Trevor Lawrence can throw the ball. He is accurate, and he makes that much of a difference for the Clemson Tigers. I mean, he leads the team in passing yards. 600 yards exact with 9 touchdowns to 2 interceptions. You know, Kelly Bryant's not getting the job done throwing the ball. That's the difference. And Dabo sees that. He sees what's happening. He knows what he had to do. He had to make the switch. And, you know, I have to agree with him. How much as I don't want to see Kelly Bryant on the bench, but you got to get your team rolling. Okay? You know, last week I sat there and said I don't have Clemson in my top 4. It's just from the eye test. Okay? You know, more than likely they probably will be there, but just from the eye test, it just ain't happening. So Trevor Lawrence gets the start, and this game has just been scheduled for a whole year. Trust me, they want revenge. They felt embarrassed, and Syracuse is undefeated, 4-0. But let's look at the teams they've beaten. Okay, UConn, Florida State, Western Michigan, and WAG. Okay, Wagner University. This is their first real test, ladies and gentlemen. A defense that's only allowing 251 yards, 146 passing yards, 103 rushing yards. This is going to be the Syracuse Orangemen first loss. This defense is outstanding with that D-line, Watkins leading the way, Clayton Farrell. That is a remarkable D-line. And Clemson will get destroyed this game. Do not look for Syracuse will get destroyed. Do not look for Syracuse to get this win. If Syracuse get this win, it's a bigger upset than last year. But it's not going to happen. the Qs will get the loss. Clemson Tigers with the win. West Virginia, Texas Tech. I tell you what, I'm not a big fan of Texas Tech's head coach. Why his name is not ringing a bell in my head right now, I don't know, because I talk about this guy all the time. But it's amazing that Texas Tech is at home and they are picked to win this game. And Texas Tech came off a big win at Oklahoma State. And you only allowed Oklahoma State 17 points. 17. You beat Oklahoma State 41-17, which now has you ranked in the top 25, 25th ranked team in the nation. So basically, can your defense stop the offense of West Virginia? Can they? And to be honest with you, I don't even know if they can. I don't know. I mean, there's so many weapons on West Virginia team. Yes, Oklahoma State has weapons, but I don't think Oklahoma State is as good as West Virginia. I mean, you have one of the best quarterbacks in the nation, Will Grier. Your receivers, David Sills, Jennings, Marcus Sims, to name them. I mean, you have weapons galore all around. Can Texas Tech defense make another stop for another week? Can Cliff Kingsbury, let the name go, can Cliff Kingsbury have his defense ready to play against this monster of an offense? And I'm going to say no. I don't think so. I think 12th ranked West Virginia will get the job done. Texas Tech allows over 437 yards of offense, while West Virginia allowed just that 300. And Texas Tech might get 620 yards a game, but I don't think they'll get that much this game. And I don't think their defense will stop West Virginia too much on that side of the ball. Like I said, Sims, Jennings, Sills, Will Grier, Dana Holgorsen gets this win. I mean, Texas Tech is favored to win. West Virginia covers the spread. I don't see West Virginia losing this game at all. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, but definitely West Virginia with the win. Texas Tech defense will not show up like that again, like they did last week. So West Virginia with the win. One of the big games of the week, Notre Dame against Stanford. Like I said, we saw Stanford come back last week against Oregon in the second half after being down, I believe, 24-7, and then even 31-7. Came back and won. Also, we saw Notre Dame play Wake Forest, and a lot of people were making so much hype of Wake Forest being able to stop Notre Dame. I sat there and told you they struggled against a Tulane team. Do not get on the hype of Wake Forest. They ran 105 plays and lost to Boston College. 105 offensive plays and lost to Boston College. Where did that happen at? That's unbelievable. Notre Dame made the switch at quarterback from Brandon Wimbush to Ian Book. And that offense just thrived with Ian Book at quarterback. And that's the quarterback for Notre Dame for the rest of the year. He made that much of a difference to get them a big win against Wake Forest. Now, Stanford is coming into town. It's coming into Notre Dame. And Stanford just gritted out a win. And I think Stanford will have to grit out another win at Notre Dame. And you got to get Bryce Love going. You have to get Bryce Love going. I think in this game here, if Bryce Love is not able to get going, it's not gonna work. Yes, Costello's a good quarterback. Over 1,000 yards already in 4 games. Yes, Arcega-Whiteside is your best receiver. 400 yards already in 4 games, 100 yards a game. With seven touchdowns for Arcega-Whiteside. But you need Bryce Love to get going. If they stop Bryce Love, you can't throw no play action or nothing. And this is another big matchup. So you got to get Bryce going. Plain and simple. To win, to beat Notre Dame, you got to get the running game going. You have to. If not, you're looking at field goals all day. Notre Dame, Ian Book can throw. Ian Book can run. Jones, at running back, can run. All right. With that happening, the wide receivers are going to start to get the ball more, even with Ian Book at quarterback now, with the ability to run. Okay. So now you're playing a zone, a quarterback spy. Okay. And if you're not able to stop the run from him or Jones, and now you let him sit back and throw, you're in trouble. He gets outside the pocket, able to run, you're in trouble. But I think this is Notre Dame's first big test since Michigan. Michigan, to me, wasn't all that much of a test. I think Stanford going to find a way to be more physical at the attack for the run game to get Bryce Love going, to open up play action and get Arcega-Whiteside the ball. I really believe Stanford was going to win another close game at Notre Dame. Okay? Get Bryce going. Get your play action going. It should work extremely well against Notre Dame. And that defense, the defense that's allowing 370 yards a game, I think Stanford will get the job done. Stanford Cardinals with the win at Notre Dame. Number 20, BYU at number 11, Washington. I mean, wow, BYU ranked in the nation. I mean, didn't see this coming, be honest with you. You got wins against McNeese and that one win against Wisconsin. Number 6, Wisconsin has really helped them get in the polls. You beat an Arizona team and you lost to Cal. So your schedule has been pretty tough. Tough schedule with 2 Pac-12 teams and 1 Big Ten team. So, understandably so, I can see why you're ranked. But now you're playing the Washington Huskies, one of the best defenses in the nation. Washington, a close loss to Auburn, a good win on the road at Utah, and a tough win against a good Arizona State team. So, BYU will have their hands full, and I think this is when you see BYU will go back down the rankings. I don't see them beating Washington. Myles Gaskin and Jake Browning, to me, will have a great day. Look for Gaskin to have over 100 yards, over 150 yards. Jake Browning about 230-something yards passing. This, to me, won't even be close. Washington with a big win, especially with that defense that they have. Look for the Huskies to get a big win and to jump back into the top 10 after this week, more than likely, with 2 top 10 matchups. So the Huskies get a big win against the BYU Cougars. Oregon Ducks at California. Man, don't it seem that California just snuck up on people? I mean, I haven't said one thing about California at all, and here they are ranked 24th in the nation against the Oregon Ducks, who were ranked number 20th last week, but moved up with a loss. That is rare. I don't recall ever seeing a team lose and move up in the rankings, but the Oregon Ducks moved up in the rankings. And I tell you what, man, that Justin Herbert, that is a spectacular talent at quarterback. I tell you what, man, if he's not a first-round draft pick come the NFL draft, I don't know what to tell you, but he is a spectacular talent. 13 touchdowns this year, almost 1,200 yards throwing the ball. And then Verdell, that running back, over 300. I mean, I believe Mario Cristobal will right the ship eventually. Maybe next year. He's getting the recruits. He's doing what he has to do to get Oregon back up with the elites once again. So I was impressed with Oregon last week, but then the second half, like I said, to me, Mario Cristobal got out-coached by David Shaw. I don't see Oregon losing this week against a Cal team, who's done pretty well, but I see Cal. You know, they lost to UCLA last year in the bowl game. So they come back this season, wins against UNC, a close win against UNC, a 3-point win over BYU, and then they played Idaho State and won by 22. So I'm gonna go ahead and say, with those two tough ball games, that was some tough matchups for them. This one might not be as tough as some people might think. I think Oregon will come in there and get the win. I don't think it's going to be even a tight ball game, a tough ball game. I just see too many weapons for Oregon on this Cal team. I mean, Cal, this is not Stanford. This is Cal. And Cal loses this game to Oregon. I don't think it's even close, to be honest with you, ladies and gentlemen. I think Oregon will blow Cal out the woodworks. The Cal Bears received their first loss of the season to the Oregon Ducks, just like a couple years ago when they got ranked with head coach Sonny Dykes and they lost their first game. So Oregon Ducks go into Cal, come out with the win. Big game of the night on Saturday. Ohio State versus Penn State. It's a whiteout in Happy Valley. Penn State hosting Ohio State. This has been one of the most talked about games for a long time. We saw the game last year, a high-scoring affair. Ohio State went down. No, Ohio State defeated Penn State 38-37 with a fourth quarter comeback. I don't know if it's going to be another high-scoring game, but I tell you what, it's going to be a good game. A good game. Two great coaches. Urban Meyer back for his second game. And then you have great coaching, James Franklin, a coach that I also love, James Franklin. Two of the best quarterbacks in the nation. Trace McSorley, Dwayne Haskins. And Dwayne Haskins has been lighting it up. You have Miles Sanders at running back, who has come in and has done a great job filling in the spot left behind from Saquon Barkley. Ohio State running backs, J.K. Dobbins, Mike Weber Jr. Mike Weber Jr. is supposed to play this game. His ankle got rolled up on against Tulane last week, but they said he will be good to go. You got receivers on both sides of the ball. Better receivers on Ohio State ball than Penn State, but Penn State being extremely well coached. What can I say? It's going to be a battle, big time battle. But at the end of the day, this game will go to the team with the better athletes, the much more talented athletes, and that's Ohio State. That is Ohio State. Totally. I mean, we seen Ohio State go down to Arlington and defeat a TCU team 40-28. This Ohio State defense is magnificent. And to me, even when Nick Bosa got hurt, they still didn't miss a beat. And this defense is one of the top defenses in the nation. And that's going to be the big difference. That their defense is going to help win this game for them. Like I said, I don't know if it'll be high scoring like last year. I don't know. I think it'll be a close ball game. But this defense of Ohio State will be the difference maker. Big time difference maker. I mean, Draymond Williams in the middle. Nose tackle. Phenomenal athlete. That not getting enough love on that D-line because you got Nick Bosa. But Draymond Williams is a hell of a player. Hell of a player. All right. Ohio State gets the win. Defense will secure this win some kind of way. They're going to make plays to stop Trace McSorley from getting the ball downfield and even running the ball. But look for Ohio State to go to Happy Valley where it's going to be a whiteout and defeat the Penn State Nittany Lions. That's all I have for this week. I'll be back next week for week 6. Until then, everybody, peace.